It's air show time in Punta Gorda, and we're going to talk about it today. I'm also going to talk a little bit about flying in and out of Punta Gorda. There are more ways than you think. I'll also give you my pro tips on flying Allegiant Air. Yo, I'm Adrienne, longtime Florida realtor, and I'm here to help you get your Florida life. Happy Wednesday, everyone. If you're new here, I put out new videos every Wednesday. You can book an appointment with me by hitting that Calendly link in the description below if you want to talk about buying or selling real estate, or you just have a couple of questions about life in Punta Gorda. I am happy to help. Today, we're going to talk about the air show to start. As I mentioned, the air show is this weekend. I am actually a volunteer. I have this beautiful, bright orange, gigantic shirt. So if you come out on Sunday, I will be there. Please say hello. I'm excited this year. We have the Thunderbirds coming back. So definitely you want to see that. If you've never seen the Thunderbirds live, they are amazing. I watched them. They used to come every year growing up, and I love them. I will say that I have been going to the Punta Gorda Airport my whole life because my mother was an amateur pilot. In the 60s, she was one of the first female flight instructors. When I was a kid, she would rent a plane, a little four-seater, and let us sometimes even steer the plane and stuff. It was very cool as a kid. So I love the airport. I love all things airport related, and we're going to talk about it today. There are actually 30 ways you can fly in and out of Punta Gorda. The first is Air Trek. That's the private planes that fly in and out. I have personally never gotten to fly on an Air Trek plane. They're a little bit, I'd love to be one of those social media people who's like, look at me in my private plane. But the truth is, I have pictures of the private planes because I'm pretty involved in the community, and I was on some community day and we got to go look at them. That's the best I can do for air trek, but I hear it's amazing. So if you're a private plane person and you want to know how to get in and out, I will put the air trek information in the description. And what a great way to get in and out of Punta Gorda. I'm sure it's amazing. The more I wouldn't say the more popular way, the more common way is Sun Country and Allegiant Air. Now, Sun Country only goes to two destinations, Minneapolis and Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I have never flown Sun Country, but I am kind of eager to do it. And I feel like, I should do it just to report back to you. Plus, I have never been to Minneapolis. If you're from Minneapolis, I've never been to Eau Claire. I don't think either. I've been to Wisconsin quite a bit. It's so beautiful in the summer. But if you're from one of those places, and you have a suggestion for something to do there, please leave it in the comments. I don't really need motivation to go, but nice to have some recommendations. So let me know. Now, Allegiant Air is the big one that flies out of Punta Gorda, and we're going to talk about that quite a bit right now because I have flown Allegiant many times. I'm going to give you my sort of pro tips on flying Allegiant. They're not real pro tips because Allegiant has never paid me a dime to fly them and probably never will or talk about them. But I fly to St. Louis every year. My best friend from college actually lives in St. Peters, if you're a Missouri person. So I fly into Belleville and I go to St. Peters, which is about an hour. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going to come back to that. And then I fly to Asheville quite often because I have a friend who has a house there. But I've also thought I should just hit up some of these destinations. You can fly in and out of Punta Gorda to over 50 destinations right now. So quite a few places to go from Punta Gorda. And the nice thing is they're all end-to-end destinations, meaning there's no layover. So the big thing that people talk about with these airlines, and again, I haven't been on Sun Country. I have a feeling it's very similar. The seats aren't the biggest. It's not cushy. But like when I fly to St. Louis, I'm on the plane for maybe 2 hours. You get on, you get off. It's so much easier. I used to fly through Atlanta, took forever. You're an hour to Atlanta or an hour and a half to Atlanta, and then you have the layover, and then you go to St. Louis. So was it a little bit more cushy? Yes, but I had all this extra time. Now, the airports they go to are smaller airports, so then it's an hour drive, but I'd rather spend an hour in the car with my friend catching up than sitting in some airport. So I love Allegiant personally. And I'm always thinking I should go to more destinations just again so I can report back, not just so I can just have some fun. Before I get into some of my pro tips on the flying Allegiant, I want to give you an idea of how it has impacted the community. I just went and heard a speaker about Allegiant in the community. In 2007, we had about 200,000 passengers coming out of Punta Gorda, from the Punta Gorda Airport. Last year, 1.8 million. It's had about a $1.7 billion impact on our community. So having an airline that comes in and out, just from a number standpoint has been amazing. I know as a realtor, there was a time in my life when customers would say, we're going to come down here. We have to book a flight. It's going to be 2 weeks. And that's how remember you used to book flights like way in advance. Now I have people on a Wednesday, things come on the market and they say, well, we'll be there tomorrow. And they're in Wisconsin, they're in New Hampshire, they're far away, but they can book a flight so quickly and get here so quickly. It's a whole new world. I also think it has impacted how all the bigger airlines book flights, because I even get people flying on bigger airlines that are flying next day or very soon. Whereas if you remember, you had to book way in advance. So it's changed a lot of things around here. And I mean, it's great. You should also know we are Allegiant's fifth top destination. So Little Punta Gorda, I always call it that because we have always been a small town. Little Punta Gorda is the fifth top destination for Allegiant Air. Pretty impressive, if you ask me. I will tell you the destinations change throughout the year. So if it's something that you look into now and you don't see your destination coming to Punta Gorda, check again in a couple of months because they're always rotating them in and out. Speaking of Punta Gorda being the little town, we just got a mascot for our airport. We still fall into the quirky small town when you have a mascot for the airport. Okay, and now we're going to get into my pro tips for flying Allegiant. Again, they don't pay me for this. Some of them may not even like. The first is there is an Allegiant credit card. They announce it on every flight. It's about $60 a year in annual fees. You do get a free drink. I would say I am not a financial advisor or can't give financial advice. Do I think it is financially the best decision? Well, I don't know if it really mathematically works out. A free drink for $60. Really have to be having a lot of drinks, which no judgment, but that's one per flight. You have to be flying a lot. Their point system, I do kind of like, but I don't think it is. I think there's probably better deals out there. So just know that, but it's very easy. If you've had points on another airline where you're doing like calculus and if this happens, you can fly here. And if that happens, no, I think it's like a penny for a dollar. You can go on your account at any point and they're like, you have $200 to spend basically, or you have $300 to spend. It's very simple. I will tell you if you fly it and you do get the credit card, or if you just want to buy a drink, their Bloody Mary mix is fantastic. And if you're not a drinker, it comes in like a big pouch. And then of course the vodka is like this big. So I would tell you, I mean, I have drank it without the vodka because by the end, it again does not mathematically work out and it's still very good. So if you like a little spicy vegetable juice, highly recommend their Bloody Marys. You don't hear that everywhere, but this is stuff you need to know. The Bloody Marys do not have any garnish, though. They had garnish, we'd all be flying back and forth all the time. They tell you to get there 2 hours before. The parking is pretty easy at the Punta Gorda Airport, and long-term parking is $11 a day. It's not too expensive. So I typically leave my car there. I'm usually not going away for long periods. It's 3 days here or back. There is food at the airport. There's a little restaurant, a little bar, and I have heard they're getting a Dunkin' Donuts. You can't eat there. If you get there early, you can eat, you can hang out. There is Wi-Fi. That is the Punta Gorda Airport. Very easy. We are very lucky to have it. Like I said, I love it. If you live in a destination and fly Allegiant a lot, I would love to hear your recommendations of where I should go because it's such a simple thing to hop on a flight these days. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week.